Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 86 of Europa Universalis IV as France. This is now officially the longest running Let's Play on the channel. It has been for a while, to be quite honest, but I've just actually had a look out of curiosity, and this series is actually longer than my two other longest series combined. So Sleeping Dogs and XCOM Enemy Unknown, both 42 episodes long each, and we've already passed episode 84. So yep, it's official. This is one really long series. Hopefully we'll be able to wrap it up soon. But for the meantime, we are going to unpause the game, because the issue that we have at the moment is that we are in a Regency Council, because we had a nasty little event where our heir died, and we did get a new heir straight away, which was good. But at the same time, about a month or two later, our king died, and we've ended up in a Regency Council, and our heir is only 2. So we're going to be in this Regency Council for quite some time. Now, that's a bit of a pain in the neck, because it means we can't declare war on anybody. Of course, people can declare war on us, so we do have to be careful with that. Let's go ahead and just do a little bit of improving relations around the place. Try and keep some people happy where we can. We're already sucking up to the Commonwealth. Brandenburg, you guys really don't like me, but I think, yeah, we're pretty much capped on improved relations. We do need to make sure that we stay extra friendly with all of our colonial nations, because we don't want any of them breaking away. Although at the moment, they don't hate us too much. French Canada don't have a particularly high opinion of us. So let's go. I think this is French Canada, isn't it? Yeah, let's go and improve relations here. So what I'm probably going to do in this episode... what have we got there? Unlawful territory from Bohemia. Go away. Like I said, there is still a chance that we could get declared on. So we do have to be prepared potentially for a war. But I'm going to try and see if I can do some stuff with trade. Because as I said before in a previous video, I don't really do an awful lot with trade. I don't sort of fine-tune it maybe quite as much as I should, and that is something that I would like to fix. This army should be getting reinforcements. Yeah, it is getting reinforcements, so it's not quite at full numbers. Bear in mind that the expansion and patch is going to be coming out for this game in just under 2 weeks' time. The expansion is called Common Sense. It's a little bit of a strange name. What have we got here? French Columbia can gain some liberty desire for +1 mercantilism. Well, we can do that. I think we can handle that. Let's have a look again. French... Where's French Columbia? French Canada. Come on. French Mexico, French Columbia. Yeah, they've got, like, no liberty desire at all. And we've created a fortress in Navarre for 50 army tradition. What have we got here? Improved defences in Lancashire. Yep, sure. Why not? It'll give us more army tradition. Are we capped yet on army tradition? No, but we will be after this. So yeah, what actually do we get in the Common Sense expansion? Well, one of the main things that they're adding is a sort of democracy... oh, we've got a privateer there. Great Britain have one privateer. That's very interesting. Strange that it tells me it's Great Britain. If it's a privateer, it shouldn't have a flag on it, which is really, really weird. Anyway, yeah, Common Sense. What's happening in that? It is mainly, like I said, they're adding sort of parliaments to... There's a couple of nations, but it's mainly going to be Great Britain, where your... all of your provinces are represented by a politician, and you get a number of votes as a leader. And there's various different things that you can enact, but you need to get enough of the provinces to actually vote for the referendum to go through, which basically means you've got to try and butter different people up and stay positive with them through an event system. Sounds quite interesting. It might make it worth having another game as England again. But a couple of things they are adding which sound really, really cool. First of all, they're making a change to protectorates. Now, protectorates are normally... if you find some, like, tiny little nations, usually ones that are natives, they're not usually very advanced, they're usually, like, tribal or something like that. You can't normally vassalize them in the game because they're too technologically backwards, but you can make them a protectorate, which basically means if anybody attacks them, you get called into the war. And you actually fund them a little bit. You put a little bit of money towards them to help them maintain their armies. Now, what they're actually doing in Common Sense, they're making it so that you can actually change some of the settings with your protectorates. If you have a protectorate, you can offer to actually give them a little bit more money and help them get an even bigger army. You also have the option of being able to seize one of their provinces, because the big problem you have at the moment, if you want to take over an area that is owned by a sort of a minor backwards nation, the only option you really have is to either protectorize them or to completely annex them, because you can't vassalize them. So once you've protected them, you then have the problem that you can't actually take any of their territory because they are your protectorate. So Common Sense changes that. You'll be able to actually seize provinces from them. Of course, you do take a massive hit to your relations with them, but it can be done. And one of the things that I'm most excited about is something that they are actually changing with colonial nations. At the moment, my colonial nations can go to war with my colonial nations can go to war with anyone they want if they have a CB against them. Now, I can go to war against somebody and call in my colonial nations because obviously they're always allied to me, so they'll always fight for me. But what you're going to be able to do in Common Sense is you will actually be able to forcefully get one of your colonial nations to go to war with someone they have a CB with. So if I wanted, for example, I would be able to get colonial Louisiana to go to war with the Shawnee here. And it wouldn't be me going to war with the Shawnee, because that's what I'd have to do at the moment. I could declare war on the Shawnee, and colonial Louisiana would do the fighting for me because it's their next door neighbour. They probably have some claims here, and they've got they'll have their armies around. But what I'll be able to do in Common Sense is actually get Louisiana to declare war against them, so I won't have to do it myself. So that's going to be quite a good little thing. So on to trade, which is what I said I was going to do. The problem that I've got at the moment is I'm kind of sending all my ships to the wrong place. We can deal with a little bit of oh, it's national unrest. For 1 year, yeah, we can manage that. So the problem that I have with trade is mainly where I'm sending my trade ships. At the moment, I've got 4 trade fleets. I've got one going to Lubeck, Bordeaux, the English Channel, and the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Now, it's always worth checking exactly how much, what percentage of the trade node that you have. I mean, if we look at the English Channel here, we are collecting from the English Channel, and we've got 45% of the trade in this node. A lot of it is coming from Holland, which I'd very much like to take, and a little bit of. I mean, we still own most of. Yeah, there's a little bit of England or Great Britain still has some power here, and you know, a lot of this stuff around here is still part of this node. So sending ships here isn't such a bad idea. If we go and find the which one's the Lubeck trade node? This is the Lubeck trade node. We have 35% here, and we also have a merchant steering forward. So this merchant is trying to take anything that goes into Lubeck and steer it forward. There's absolutely no point him being here, because where else can power go? Everything feeds into Lubeck, and Lubeck feeds out. So this merchant here in the Lubeck trade node is absolutely useless, because even without him there, all of this trade still funnels this way. So we want to collect trade from here. We don't collect automatically because our home trade node is down here in the Champagne trade node. So we've got a merchant down here in the Genoa trade node. Now he's pushing some of the trade up. There's none of it really going down here into Bordeaux. Now we could collect from Bordeaux. We're not collecting from here automatically, because it's not where our main trading port is. So what we could do is we could go and send our free merchant, who hasn't arrived back yet, so we can't send him, we'll just unpause things. When we send our free merchant there, he can collect. Now there is some trade going out in this direction, and that's going down to the Sevilla trade node. Now I don't think we can collect, oh, we can collect from Sevilla. I didn't realise I had any trading power in the Sevilla node. Well, we don't actually have any trade power there, I don't think, so we can't grab anything from it. So it'd be pointless as going there. Castile's getting a lot of money from that trade node. But we're pushing money up this way. So what we're going to do, as we've got 97% of the trade power over here, we're going to collect from there. So we should start getting some extra gold coming in that way. Now, there isn't really a lot of things I could do to push any more of this gold upwards into Champagne, unless we get more trade power down here. So we could build a bigger trade fleet and potentially put some more trade ships down in Genoa, which isn't a bad idea. We don't actually have a trade fleet in Genoa anyway. What about the Gulf of St. Lawrence? Where's the Gulf of St. Lawrence trade? Yeah, the Gulf of St. Lawrence trade node is up here, where we have 67% of trade. What I think we're going to do is have another trade fleet. What are we like on our ship limit at the moment? We're actually massively under it. We can have another 200 ships. So we're going to build another trade fleet, and we are going to send it to Genoa. That seems like the best thing to do. So let's go ahead. We've got plenty of money in the bank. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go naval units. It's time to create a new template. And we're just going to do 30 lights at a time because I think it'll be easier. So 30 lights. Shift click add 10 ships. 30 lights. And we'll do it on... Well, let's do it on 10 provinces, I suppose. It'll make life a little bit easier, possibly. Actually, let's do it on 15. And then we'll have 2 lots. There we go. So 30 lights, costs us a fair bit of money, and then we can build another 30 lights. Now, I was in the process of actually upgrading some of those trade fleets to 80 ships, which I will carry on doing. I think they're all like heavy frigates now anyway. Everything was fully upgraded. So hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit more money out of trade. We shouldn't be doing too bad anyway. What is our trade? Look at that, 105 ducats per month from trade. See, we're getting trade from the following nodes: Champagne, Bordeaux, and the English Channel. So that's not bad at all. And obviously we won't get any from Genoa, but we will be pushing it forward. Military leader has died. We've done some coring. Do we still have cores that need to be done? Or have we done them all yet? We will need to do some more culture changes. Oh, we've still got Salzburg, which is very, very nearly done. 89%. What about culture changes? There's an awful lot of places here that are non-accepted cultures, and changing them to the right culture would be really good. I think we will get a couple of them done. We've got to be careful with our Diplo points at the moment, because we're in this Regency Council, and we don't have any Diplo power coming in at all. We're also well below our diplomatic relations. So we could always try and get an extra couple of alliances and stuff like that. Papal States don't really like me. Siena doesn't really like me much. I thought we were sucking up to you at some point. Improved relations isn't max. Let's go and suck up to you. And the Papal States, I don't know why I'm going to try and suck up to the Papal States. I can't really do an awful lot about them. Because they are an elector, I think. Offer vassalization. Oh, they'd accept vassalization. Interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and improve relations with the Papal States. I very much doubt we'll ever be able to vassalize them, but that's interesting nonetheless. So we've got all these ships arriving, these fleets building up. And what else have we got going on? Oh yeah, we've got a mission now because we've finished that. We also need to do a religious conversion. Let's just go and do that. Augsburg, it's the only place we've got left to do. So yeah, as I was saying, we do have to be careful with our Diplo power. We are still well ahead of time on our technology, and we don't have any Diplo idea group at the moment, because we're going to be going for another military idea group, I think, just because we're getting towards the end of this Let's Play, and I think we are going a little bit aggressive, so it's well worth doing that. So we could fortify this. We gain 1 army tradition and 56 manpower. That's not a bad idea. Biafada, that's going to be one of my overseas provinces, isn't it? Trace post in China. Let's have a look. Biafada? There we go. Oh, no, you're down here. Okay, well, we can improve the defences down here. It's worth it. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just go and build an earth rampart in every single one of these if we don't already have them. It'll just make them a little bit harder to siege out. Because obviously this place is usually left unprotected when I end up in a war, so it does get attacked a little bit. What have we got over here in terms of the trade power? Oh, hang on. We've got a revolt. We'll deal with that in a second. I'm just trying to find out what my total trade is over here. I want my total trade. Ah, there we go. 46%. We have 46% of the trade power in that node. We're very, very close. Let's go and have a look where that rebellion has popped. It's actually over there. They're in the hills, which isn't too bad. They do have a leader. We're at full maintenance. We should win the fight. Even though we've got like a massive penalty. Well, it's not a massive penalty. It's -1. But still a penalty. However, we've managed to defeat them. They'll have a recent uprising, so that will be fine. We've now managed to get Salzburg flipped over as well. Still has some autonomy. Good tax base here, though. Very good tax base, and it has salt. So we'll be able to make a lot of money from that. Superior unit types. I actually forgot about this. It's just the mortar, though. So we've nearly enough got the top level of artillery. Obviously, I picked up the next level of technology during the last war, but I didn't upgrade the units because I didn't want all of my morale to drop. So most of our ships will be finished very soon. There is a couple of slow ones there, but they'll get there sooner rather than later. And then we will have our first 30 ships that we can send to the Genoa trade node. So let's just wait for the last one to be finished and arrive in port. And then we'll send it down and we'll see how much difference that makes. So we'll recall our diplomat from the Commonwealth and from Siena. We can't really do more with those. Not really using my diplomats to my full advantage at the moment. There's very few people that I'm going to be able to reliably get an alliance with at this point, because most people absolutely hate me. So that's going to make things a little bit difficult. Würzburg, you hate me completely. Bavaria probably hate me. Austria hate me. Bohemia still don't completely hate me. Admittedly, most of the negative is from aggressive expansion, but let's try and improve relations with them. What about Saxony? Yeah, you hate me as well. So it's like the time for diplomacy really has gone out of the window at this point. There's not an awful lot that I can do about that. Tuscany don't hate me. There's a lot of aggressive expansion there. Heretic religion, they have a CB. They would accept vassalization. Let's go ahead and try and improve relations with Tuscany. Was that Tuscany or was it Milan? Tuscany. Let's go and see what we can do with those. It might be interesting. We'll recall the diplomat from the Papal States. There's probably nothing at all we can do to ever get you to like us enough. Not with all that aggressive expansion and all that unlawful territory. We definitely have to wait for all that to go away. Do we have an alliance? Yeah, we have an alliance. Obviously, we can't have a royal marriage because you're the wrong type of leadership or the wrong type of monarchy. So that's not too much of an issue. So at the moment, we're mainly just using our diplomats for damage control and just trying to recover some of that. Still some wow, that's quite a lot of unrest in Augsburg. Where's Augsburg? It's this one here. We've got a full unit over here as well. French Canada gets some extra tariff value. That is fine. Why do we have so much unrest here? Active missionaries there, plus nationalism, plus unlawful territory. Yeah, no wonder. So there's quite a good chance that we'll get a pop there. But that's fine. We've got units standing right on top of it, so we'll be able to deal with that. Units have suffered casualties, we know. We can build building improvements. Again, a lot of money in the bank. 10k, really should be doing some of this. Courthouses. We don't have courthouses everywhere. They increase local tax, and they reduce local unrest. We should have courthouses everywhere. Absolutely no reason why we shouldn't have them. Admittedly, we're not going to get a lot of tax out of them, but it will help in the long run. Let's just check up here. Look, we don't even have them over here. So there we go. Let's go ahead and get some of those. What about spy agencies? Spy agencies aren't all that useful, because they don't really give you anything. Well, they give you a little bit of tax modifier, I suppose, so it's not terrible. And then you can go on to town halls, which is a lot better. So yeah, I suppose we should try and get spy agencies everywhere. So let's go ahead and start dropping these in. In fact, I'm going to actually target the higher base tax provinces first. We don't want to burn through all of our diplo points, of course. But some of these are going to be around 140, 140, 180. I guess anything over 1 is probably worth doing. Possibly don't want to go below maybe 400 on admin. And we'll keep our eye on it, and we'll add some more later on if we can. What about Salzburg? It looks like these places have already got it, which is good because they're really, really high tax value. Looks like we can grab a couple more. You're 160, so we'll definitely grab you. You're 180, so we'll definitely grab you. So it'd be interesting to see what difference it makes when all of these get completed. There's a 140. A 120. What else do we have? Another 140 over there. And let's just grab this one because it's on its own. There we go. Right. So we are currently bringing in 98, well, 101. There you go. 101 ducats per month. So I wonder how much it'll be when all of those get completed. We have all of these ships here, I think. We've got any more ships building? I knew there was one that we were still waiting for, but I think we've got it all now. Yeah, we have another 30 ships here. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at our trade. Our trade's at 101. Let's just round it off. It's 101, 102. Okay. Russia's embargoing me. Castile's embargoing me, which is why I'm getting nothing from that trade node down there. But anyway, say 102. So let's go ahead and send these ships to the Genoa trade node. I'm going to rename them, of course. Genoa trade, we'll just call it Genoa. So that's the Genoa trade node fleet. And you are going to protect trade in Genoa. And I can find it on the list. Genoa, there we go. So let's see how much of an improvement, if anything, that actually has on our trade. Because if we actually look at the trade map, we look at the Genoa trade node. Recall diplomat. So we've got 37% of the trade there. We've gone up from 101.61 to 101.83. So it's not an awful lot. We don't have an awful lot of trade down there, which is... Ah, there we go. Now they've arrived. So these ships have arrived there now, and we're now up to 109. So that's an improvement of about 8. So that's not too bad at all. So let's go ahead and build another one of those fleets of 30, and they can go ahead and join up with them. So 30 more lights. And then we'll probably increase them all up to 80, all of our fleets, and then see where we can go from that. I was just going to say, did I just like click on build all mercenaries or something? But no, these are all the buildings that are building. So we've completed that mission. We are still getting 130 ducats per turn. What do we have here? Improved defences in Metz. We might as well just go around and do all these. Keep our tradition maxed. So let's go and improve our defences here. So we've got a lot of money that we can burn through. I'm going to go up to... Oh, there we go. We expected that these guys were going to rise up sooner or later. We don't have a general here. But we... Oh, they don't have the penalty either. Right, we're going to take some heavy losses there, but we should win the fight. And when I say should... Wow, only just... I was starting to think, should I have reinforced there? But no, we will recover. Obviously, there's a bit of a war here. Austria's trampling through my territory. Not sure why. But maybe it's because... Oh, I think they're possibly fighting Brandenburg or somebody. Norway, the Commonwealth. And because we've got an alliance and the Commonwealth have access through our territory, so do Austria. So that's fine, I suppose. Now, I guess I can't actually declare war on anybody because I'm in a Regency Council. So I can't even start a war against a Native American... Yeah, so basically can't do anything while I'm in a Regency Council, which is a real pain in the neck. And there's a lot of units stomping around now. Luckily, most of them are going to keep out of my territory and stop me getting massive amounts of attrition. I will be very interested to see just how much our income comes up by when all of these buildings get complete. So what can I do here? I can either take a -1 stability hit, or I can lose 105 admin points. I'm going to lose 105 admin points because going up from 1 to 2 stability costs more than 105 admin points. So that seems like the better way of doing things. There's just those boats finishing up here. We still haven't got the buildings yet. It's going to be a little while before we get that. So we're making almost 96 per month. Obviously, we are doing a little bit of reinforcing at the moment, so that is costing us some money there. So that's to be expected. How long is it going to be before these buildings are finished? 80-something days, so not too terrible. Just a few months away. We've already got our first 15 ships, so we'll be able to send those out to the Genoa trade node soon, and that should give us another little boost to our trade. And like I said, then we'll start sort of building some 20s or building some 10s and just trying to get all of these up to 80 if we can. We'll probably get them all up to 100. I think we've certainly got the naval force limit to do it. So again, still on 96. I think, are we all fully reinforced? No, we are still reinforcing somewhere. Yep, you're still reinforcing. So 102, you're probably mostly reinforced now. And these buildings are going to start to be finished very, very quickly. And in fact, they should pretty much have all finished now. Yep, they have indeed. So we might need to wait until the end of the month because we're still only currently making 100. So let's just wait until it gets to the end of May before we end the video. And we can have a look and see how much money we're now making. There we go. We've got up to 105, so not a massive amount of change, but, you know, it's probably worth it in the long run. I'm going to end things there, though, because this video's gone on for 25 minutes. That's a good place to stop. Sorry there hasn't really been any wars or battles or anything going on in this video, but that's the unfortunate result of the Regency Council. But I will see you guys next time, so thanks a lot for watching, and until the next video, goodbye for now.